Hello, welcome to this very pirate themed hard and sweet video because the card reveal's out and it's Fire the Cannons, which was I'm very grateful and I love that I got that one. And also I get to dress like a pirate and hard and sweet is based off a pirate character. But Fire the Cannons is back in oh god, this eye patch is awful. It's back in set 9. And I really like it. When I was told this was the card I'm getting, I was so grateful, so humble, because it's a card I've always loved. And, you know, we got to see in play in like the last game at Worlds and like games throughout Worlds. And just as a staple card, I imagine it will always be around in some way. It may not look this way, deal 2 damage for the cost of 1 ink. It may not stick around being Fire the Cannons. It might be reprinted as a different card, you know, Fire the Laser Beam. But these sort of cards are just so staple and just so good because you know, whenever the meta gets tough, or you know, they print something that we just need to remove, you know, things like Diablo. When Diablo was there, we just put Fire the Cannons in the list and you'll probably be fine. And even right now, Rhino Shift, just put Fire the Cannons in there and you'll probably be all right. Cinderella Singing, Fire the Cannons, all those things. It's just always good to have a staple card like this that says on play, just deal some basic damage in it. Looking at the other reprints they announced, I didn't really know the direction they wanted to go in, but of course I knew I had this one locked in the chamber for proof that it seems, you know, no matter how bad things get, or like how bad things get, things aren't going to get bad, but no matter how, you know, interesting the meta gets, how like changed up things are, and how you don't really know what to play or what to do, you can always fall back on some sort of steel based removal deck. You know, it always reminds me that when you really didn't know what to do and you really just wanted to try and control a mid-rangey board, you could just go and put a purple steel deck and just put Smash, Fire the Cannons, those sorts of cards in the deck. So just having these good steel removal cards is always great. Even right now, like with Kiwi, there's just going into set 9, I'm pretty happy with the way it's looking, but there are some things, you know, I just want to ping damage and just remove it for 1 cost, because in Kiwi we don't particularly play that many good cards on turn 1, so just removing theirs and saying, right, we'll go to turn 2 is so good. And I've always been one big fan of steel maps, and we've noticed that Big Tinkerbell's coming back, or she's been put in some of the promotional stuff, so seeing her there is pretty good. You can steal maps up with Fire the Cannons and shoot things, so you can keep your board going for a bit longer. So yeah, just overall, of course, it is not like I'm showing you a Maui Shark here, so I can't talk forever on this card, but I'm very grateful that I got to be the one to reveal it, because it's such an awesome cast. It's so impactful on the meta. You know, if we didn't have Fire the Cannons around, like I say, during Diablo times, during crazy Robin Hood shift line times, like all those things are just free to do that. You know, the biggest workarounds were like Teeth and Ambition or whatever. If you're trying to find another way to just be like, I don't want to play against that shift line, or I don't want to play against that small thing on the board that's just going to quest out for crazy amounts. Even, you know, Merfolk, like, yeah, I guess you discard a hand or whatever, but, you know, Lilo's back in the day, you know, you just wanted to remove them off the board, and you could do that quite easily. Of course, it will say set 9 in the bottom right, in the bottom left corner. I realized that in this video I'm not using the image I was sent that says set 9 on it, but you know, it's pretty cool, and I'm just excited to see it's back, and I'll post it on Twitter as well for anyone who doesn't want to hear 4 or 5 minutes of me rambling about this and dressed like a stupid pirate. So just very grateful we got to release the card, and I think it's just one that the community should be quite joyful about. Just always falling back on very sturdy, strong set, like just basic removal cards are just good for the game. Just knowing that they're in it sometimes for me, it's not knowing that I'm going to play Fire the Cannons. I'm not always going to put it in my list, but knowing that I have a card like that in the bank that I can just be like, okay, I need to just do some chip damage here. And you'll see Fire the Cannons go in and out of most steel lists. Like in Sapphire Steel, it was probably the card that rocked into the list and rocked out of the list the most. And then we had times with Baboom, but Baboom never lived up to what Fire the Cannons was. It was never on the same level of 1 cost, deal 2 damage. So I think it's really cool to see it back, and I think it will just provide a more healthy meta. No one's ever complained that it's broken, because what it does on the surface isn't very broken. It's just a very good fundamental card that will keep the game healthy, and hopefully everyone can keep enjoying Lorcana, because we get to deal 2 damage for 1 ink.